Hey guys, it's David here coming back to you with another video. Now, quick disclaimer, contrary to belief, I'm not actually yet wealthy. Yes, I know, who would have thought, but all jokes aside, I'm actually not yet wealthy, but just like all of us, I'm busy trying to figure out how to best possibly attain that status, if you will. Now, this is by no means a status of any importance or the key to happiness or any such thing. I just purely believe that in today's world, everyone can create a sustainable, substantial, and required amount of wealth in their lifetimes that could potentially last for a couple of generations. And that is why I'm making this video, because I'm sharing my experiences and things that I am doing, as well as what actual high net worth and wealthy people have shared with me to try to do. So it's going to be a combination of both those things. I will also be adding a pro tip at the end of this video, so make sure you stay for that. Trust me, it's going to be a huge ass pro tip. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So tip number 1, figure out how much money you need / would like to be able to spend each and every year. Now, first and foremost, this is the most important step, right? Because we can't start planning how much wealth you need, how you're going to invest, or any of those things if you don't actually know how much it is you need to be able to spend each year to be I wouldn't use the word need here, because need is what you currently need to survive. So I would say take a goal, a realistic amount of money that you would need to spend per year. And that can include maybe buying a new car once every 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, going on 2 or 3 family holidays, buying a nice house, eating good foods, and just basically living the life you would want to live. So figure out what that amount would be per year. So that is the most important thing, that tip number 1, and that is why I'm putting it as number 1. And now, don't start going unrealistically, I want hundreds of millions or billions, because truth is, number 1, you don't need that. That is the truth. And number 2, you might not even want that, because I don't think any of us actually fathom what you need to go through to be able to attain those numbers, and also what you need to go through to ensure that you keep those numbers. Because having a couple hundreds of millions or even billions, that's a lot of responsibility. And you definitely don't need that amount to live a very good life. So, tip number 2, create a budget. Now, yes, I know this is boring and sounds so stupid and pathetic, and it really is what's that word? It really is the tedious part of the whole financial planning process, is the budgeting. But budgeting is important because you need to visually be able to see, okay, what are you spending per month? What are you earning per month? What is going to taxes? And how much do you have left at the end of the month after all expenses, including your living expenses? And what happens to that extra disposable income, right? So that is why a budget is very, very important, because it allows you to see, okay, what can you actually cut down that is unnecessary, as well as how much you actually have to invest and save towards becoming wealthier. So number 3, get a wealth advisor. Yes, I know it may sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but let's just forget for a moment that I am a wealth advisor. Or let's not forget, because maybe you can call me up or message me if you need any help with these kind of things. Anyways, all jokes aside, in all seriousness, a wealth advisor is literally just there to help you. They're not there to steal your money. They're not there to do this. They're not there to do this. A wealth advisor's pure goal, at least this is what it should be, and this is what I try to do with my clients, is to help them become wealthier throughout their lifetimes by helping them choose the correct portfolios, by helping them choose investments that are appropriate for their risk level, help them with budgeting, helping them figure out what costs they can cut out or what they might need to add, and all those sorts of things, which is important in both the long run and the short run when it comes to building wealth. Tip number 4, increase your income and working capital. So now, technically speaking, this is the most important part of this whole equation, this whole video, because for obvious reasons, without any income or working capital, I mean, you can throw that dream / idea of building wealth outside of the window, because hey, you need income. Sorry to break it to you people, you need working capital to be able to invest and build wealth. So income capital, that's just basically what you're earning from your job, or your career or your business or whatever. It's the money that comes into you, but that you have to exchange for time. So anything that you have to exchange time to get money, that is working income. Now, working capital, another name for it is disposable income. So that is what you have left after all your expenses have been taken into account for. So let's say you earn 50k a month, your expenses is 40k, so then you have an extra 10k. That is your working capital / disposable income, and that's really the important amount, that extra 10k, because that is what you can use to start saving and to start investing. So step number 5 / tip number 5, figure out what your net worth needs to be. Now, spoiler alert, unlike what most people think, everyone actually has a net worth, believe it or not. It's not only the ultra high net worth or the rich people that have net worth. All of us have a net worth. We all have assets. We all have things that we own. And this all contributes to the net worth. Now, a simple way, how do you calculate your net worth? It's simply by just adding up all your assets minus your liabilities, and that is your net worth. So why is this important? Because net worth is pretty much that foundation. Net worth is what we're trying to focus on building, because net worth is the foundation at the end of the day, which is going to be able to pay us that dream or ideal annual income that we want for our ideal lifestyle, which we spoke about back at tip number 1. So net worth is what is going to fund that all, because net worth is all your assets. So hopefully, if you have invested correctly, that net worth will keep on growing to a point where you can then take all those assets and invest it in a way where it's well diversified so that there's minimal risk, but also where it's paying you out and not only just sitting there and growing. So for instance, things like rental properties, where you buy a building and you profit from the rental income that the tenants are paying, or you invest in dividends or things like that. So that is why step number 5, it is very important to calculate your net worth. Step number 6 / tip number 6, start investing smartly, wisely, whatever sounds better to you. Wisely probably sounds a little bit better because smartly is like the... But anyways, it all really comes down to this. This is why step number 3 is really important. And once again, I'm not tooting my own horn. I really mean it is important to get a wealth advisor, because a wealth advisor is literally there not only to be an accountability partner, not only to help you figure out budgeting, etc., but is there to help you invest wisely. Is there to help you select portfolios and investment vehicles that will help you build your net worth, that will eventually be able to be big enough to then re-diversify into assets that will start paying you monthly / annually, eventually at the desired amount that you want, which back again is tip number 1, figuring out what you want per year to live your ideal lifestyle. So let me give you an example. So you want to spend $1 million every single year, and you know that on average you can invest in a building, and this building is going to pay you 10% of rental income. Now this is all hypothetical, it's a lot more complicated than this, but just bear with me. So you have that 10 million, you have the building that's worth 10 million, and it's paying you in net income, it's paying you $1 million, that's 10%. Well, it's paying you a net income of 10%, that is $1 million, and right there you have your desired $1 million income, which you can then spend for that year. So that is basically what the abbreviated version would look like to attain that goal slash ideal lifestyle. So really it is important to start investing wisely. So let's quickly recap. Step number one slash tip number one is figure out what your desired slash goal yearly amount would be so that you to spend and live a good life. Number two, create a budget. Number three, get a wealth advisor. I'm not tooting my own horn, it's really, really important. Number four, increase your working income and your working capital. Figure out ways how to do that. And there's many ways how to do that. I mean, if you have a skill, you can freelance part-time, you can maybe open a business part-time there. In today's day and age, there is endless amounts of opportunities to increase your working income and your working capital, really. If ever there was a time that anyone can do well and really create wealth in their lifetimes, it is today because of the advanced in technologies, social media, the internet. There's just endless amounts of opportunities. Number five, figure out what your net worth needs to be able to sustain and support and be able to pay out that ideal annual income. And step number six, invest smartly. That is it. Those 6 things are really important. It's what I have figured out and which is what I'm focusing on. I'm currently at the point where I'm now focusing on increasing my working capital and my working income so that I can, increase my investments, because yes, I do have a small portfolio, but it's nothing significant. And so that is what I'm currently focusing on to be able to also become wealthy and get to that ideal lifestyle that I want, which is both in a sustainable way and a efficient way. So yes, I know this was a mouthful, and also I make it seem a lot easier than what it actually is, because unfortunately / fortunately, depending on how you look at it, building wealth is not an easy thing. It is very, very hard, because if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it, right? So now, the pro tip that I told you guys about, it's actually very simple and very pathetic. Stop as many debit orders as possible, because that is killing your working capital. Debit orders is absolutely killing you, and you do not need debit orders at the end of the day. So figure out how you can cut as many debit orders as possible. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and found this educational and informative. If you guys did find it educational and informative, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more of this kind of content, this information about wealth creation, business, finance, economics, just things, to help us all out to stay informed, and also a way that you guys can see how I'm still trying to figure this all out. So yeah guys, once again, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to get in touch with me to talk about any of this, or just stay up to date with what I'm doing, you can follow me on my social media accounts, links in description. And yeah, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Bye.